Hi, my name is Ralph and you are watching 2hp.com. Today we'll get acquainted with Volvo XC90, big car, big money. At first, second or even third view, it's obvious that we're dealing with a premium SUV. It's laconic and composed without any odd detail. That's why it looks so elegant. Nice paint, many chrome-plated parts, LED optics. This is the selection of a high-quality stuff and options. But the main in this car is an idea, a solution. Let's look at Volkswagen Touareg. In Ukraine, this car also laid a claim to being the premium car. But to be honest, only Audi Q7 is a premium car in Volkswagen family. Unfortunately, there is no Audi Q7 in the test automobile park in Ukraine. Instead of it, we have Touareg. By the way, its price is $103,000, while Volvo XC90 costs 91,000 euros. Not such a big difference. Are these cars premium ones? You will decide, as different features might influence over the decision. The design, the logotype and the price, of course. And the price is almost the same. I've been always confirming that Volkswagen design do lack the emotionality. But now, if you look at the Volvo XC90, monumental shapes, Volkswagen Touareg looks like a mischievous Tyrolean urchin. Usually the interior of premium cars look shaggy and snazzy, where each detail is whispering that this car is very expensive. Volvo interior story is different. I'll describe it like laconic but not aesthetic. Everything is sophisticated and elegant here. Just look at the seats. They are comfortable, equipped with a great deal of options. The seats are the integral part of the interior architecture. One more small but important detail. Pay attention on the material patterns and quality. If you look at aluminum patch, you understand that it's not a plastics imitation. It's really done of aluminum. The same situation is with wooden patches and other material. Nobody is trying to cheat you. Only natural materials are used for car interior. Only few amount of plastics is here and it's almost invisible. Even a fob fits into the corporate style. It's leather trimmed with metallic buttons. The only problem is the noise of a Chinese poltergeist when you start to shake the fob. Actually, I don't like it. If you are Porsche admirer, you will feel a lack of buttons in Volvo XC90. The reason is that Volvo is already in 21st century. The traditional instrument panel is changed to full-color display or even a real inbuilt tablet, responsible for all the options in the car. It's worth to mention that even without the perfect BMW iDrive system, you will successfully run the options as this tablet is easy to use. Complex engineering is needed for the high-tech technologies. Trust me, such a nice duster and a special spray will be useful for you to clean all the displays. This is a cost for high technologies. In some of the ways, Volvo is trying to be creative. For example, a start button. Instead of switching on, you should turn it to the left to stop engine and to the right to start it. Why in this way? Of course, that differ from the other cars, and for Volvo drivers, always to be ready for announce. In my car, everything is otherwise. When you'll have a chance to go for a spin in this car, pay attention on the aluminum patches. The dynamics of a hi-fi system are visible through them. Guess what I like the most in this interior? Such a small but very important detail. What's that? This small and pretty Swedish flag, sewn to the passenger seat. This feature is a real sign of being proud of local cars. XC90 is a huge car with 3 seat rows. On the second row, you'll have enough space. You can pull the seats ahead and back, the seat back can be adjusted, also divided climate control and seat heater are waiting for you here. It's a pity, but the seat ventilation function is allowed only for a driver and a front passenger, so a question appears. For whom was created such a big and comfortable car? For a driver or for a backseat passengers? I guess each of you will answer in a different way. The third row doesn't look like pastures of heaven at all. Nevertheless, if you'll really need an additional passenger space, you'll have it, and even 1 meter tall person will be able to sit here. I'm sure that each Soviet Union guy who was grown at 16-stored prefab or a real hole in the wall will estimate this trunk space as a comfortable one-room flat. And it's really like that. Of course, the Touareg interior is also full of different options. Frankly speaking, the interior of these cars are totally different, and not only because of the design. The Touareg interior is not a premium one at all. Moreover, a try to compare cars' interiors is the same as to compare gumboots with the royal shoes of Victorian age. The material level and quality is also different. In Touareg, at the back seat, you have less space than in Volvo. But if we're talking about the comfort, practicability and optionality, then Touareg is not that bad. So it's almost the maximum which Volkswagen is ready to propose. Indeed, many people in Ukraine will say that Touareg is a premium car. But let me repeat it one more time. The Volkswagen's pageantry is Audi Q7. Only this car will provide you with the latest car safety system, huge all-color monitor and quite interesting design solutions. .2-liter turbo diesel is under the motor hood. Don't pay attention on the engine displacement, as a torsion torque is more important. When you change the eco or comfort regime for a dynamic one, you'll see how brave is your car while accelerating. And due to a car size and weight, it's ready even for more. 8-speed automatic transmission with a manual mode, smooth ride and ready for action in dynamic mode. XC90 was done for a good road pavement, as the car has 21-inch rims and a low-profile tires. It's a really challenge to find a good road in Ukraine, but if you find it, you'll definitely enjoy the readability and the comfort that this car gives. On the potholes, the acoustic discomfort is waiting for you. Real Segas are dedicated to Volvo's safety and will give it the personal part in our video. A famous Volvo car safety isn't just a tool for a marketing strategy. At the Euro NCAP crash test, the Swedish SUV got the highest quality points, 5 stars of 5 possible. Here with all 13 possible points for electric safety system, 37 points for a driver and a front passenger safety, which means 97% from 100 possible. Only pedestrian safety has roused the censure. In a case of an accident, a low injury might happen, but such a lack is compensated by brake assist system and pedestrian recognition system. A separate crash test was implemented in USA and results were the same. Angle collision at a speed of 64 km/h and even roof flop over have shown that Volvo safety is not mere words, also like Mercedes and Volkswagen is. But nevertheless, Volvo XC90 is a champion for now. Just look at this projection display of a high quality. Everything is thought out to the last detail. Of course, it's a very useful tool as you receive the information with keeping an eye on the road. The sound installation is really awesome here. You can enjoy the silence or hi-fi sound. Right now, the music system has simulated the sounding of a Göteborg concert hall. If both cars have the off-road button, then a cross-country test with our favorite hill is just a must. The first on start is Touareg. It has the additional off-road folder for more possibilities on bad road conditions. Let's turn on all the blocking system and totally trust electronics. As a result, the car is not going and even trying to bury itself in the sand, and it's a normal situation because of a lack of a grip. Even the center differential and the back wheel differential won't help you. So we need another try. The second approach is the sum of techniques, storm and rush. Here we're turning off the blocking system, picking up steam and hope that the chosen attack angle of a front bumper is correct. And yes, we got it! Volvo off-road system is less glamorous. We have four-wheel drive, adjustable suspension and electronics, which will definitely help us. In the middle of a hill, the abilities of four-wheel drive and electronics ended. It's time for a backup. Again, Storm and Rush are our heroes, and Volvo is on the top. So, both cars are not pathetical. Both cars have good steerability, whereas Volvo suspension is more rigid than Touareg suspension. In the off-road conditions, the tendency is the same, but Volvo suspension was silent, and our fears concerning the live concert of suspension details haven't panned out. Somehow, the additional power consumption and comfort have appeared. Meanwhile, Touareg is a real tank. The suspension is imperturbable on all road conditions. Of course, we know the clearance of both cars, but nevertheless, we should like to check them with a tape measure. Touareg clearance is 22 cm, and it's not enough for displaying and checking the quality of a four-wheel drive. That's why we are activating the off-road option and increasing the clearance up to 30 cm. And yes, the four-wheel drive works perfect. As we were expected, Touareg has passed the torsional twist successfully. You can easily open doors and even a boot lid, which is a problem subject for all SUVs. Volvo clearance is 23 cm, so we're also using the off-road option for increasing the clearance up to 26 cm and 7 mm. But the long wheelbase played all hairy with us. To reach the top of a hill without the under-tray ripping is almost impossible, and these expenses are not in our plan. Well, it's time for using a reliable and a well-known tool, Mercedes-Benz ML. It's also equipped with a 2-liter turbo diesel engine. On the S-test, the behavior of all three cars is clear and predictable, but Mercedes is more unsteady and Touareg is not keeping the ideal path all the time. As a result, Volvo finished half a body length ahead of a Volkswagen and 2 body lengths of Mercedes. Why Volkswagen with a good durability has lost a game, we got to know after the checking tires. They were used, meanwhile the competitors were equipped with new ones. The ELK test for each SUV is not an easy task. Maybe that's the reason why the stability control can be fully turned off in each competitor. And these stability controls work in different ways. Mercedes is reacting on the small sign of skidding. Touareg treats things as they come in, and Volvo is somewhere in the middle. At a speed of 60 km per hour, all three cars have passed the ELK test. The same result at a speed of 70, even without second trials and knocking down the road markers. Everything went perfectly. Before starting the estimation of a braking dynamics, I would like to remind that Touareg has poor used tires, while Volvo and Mercedes are equipped with new ones. We're using brakes at a speed of 60 km per hour. Mercedes ML, 30 meters, 66 centimeters, which is not such a good result. The worst result, 14 meters, 77 centimeters, almost a disaster. The average total is 14 meters. It's time to get worried about Volkswagen results. And to our surprise, Touareg's best result is 10 meters, 50 centimeters, even with chewed tires. Its worst result is almost 12 meters, and the average total is 11.15, which is 3 meters better than the average result of a Mercedes. Nevertheless, the main discovery, or even enlightenment, is Volvo. Its best result is fantastic, 8 meters, 60 centimeters. The worst result, 10 meters, 40 centimeters. The average, 9.5. Guys, it's not just a victory, it's a triumph. Volvo XC90 has 4-cylinder turbo diesel engine with a coil displacement 2 liters and not coil torsion torque 470 Nm. In Passport, 0 to 100 km per hour is in 7.8 seconds. The best result in reality is 9.3. Touareg has more powerful engine, 6 cylinders with a 3 liters displacement and 550 Nm of a torsion torque. The declared acceleration data in Passport 7.6 seconds. Obviously faster than Volvo, but let's check. The best time is 8.9. The additional engine displacement gives to Volkswagen 0.4 seconds. That's what? The victory of treason. You decide. Mercedes ML 2.1 turbo diesel, torsion torque 500 Nm. This engine is less modern than Volvo, so now we can check what does progress in science and technology mean. And it means 10.5 seconds. So Volvo's engine is newer and faster. I believe that our test had shown you all the strong and weak points of Volvo. Thanks in no small part to our perfect assistants, which are direct competitors for our new Swedish friend.